Harmonix has created some of the only reasons to purchase, plug in, or put up with the Kinect. Their latest on the Xbox One is a magical collaboration with Disney that reinvigorates a 74-year-old franchise. Fantasia Music Evolved is a motion game unlike any you've ever played, and will likely be a hit with the whole family. But is it a complete enough experience, given what we've come to expect from the studio?
There you are, at last, the new apprentice. Much has been said of your musical potential. Of course, you can't believe everything you hear.
The game's tutorial phase is pleasantly brief, throwing you straight into waving, tracing, and pushing, and letting you refine your skills in each later. The Grand Wizard Yen Sid, who any Keyblade master should recognize, soon disappears, leaving you and another plucky sorcerer in training to explore a series of realms and rid them of an unpleasant interference called the Noise. Songs are linked to the zones you navigate, but you can eventually travel between them at will and select whatever activities you like. There are 3 ways to make music: conduct it, remix it, and pull it out of each environment. Conducting music will take the most of your time. You follow the fireworks on the screen and throw and hold your appendages in the proper direction. You can use either hand or both hands together for any prompt. These cues aren't as obvious or as exact as they would be compared to games requiring a plastic guitar or drum kit, but we still blame ourselves for almost all of our mistakes as opposed to the Kinect's latency. You also don't have to throw your back out during each song. Most times a simple flick of the wrist will do the trick. Remixing music involves using on-screen prompts to change instruments or adjust the key of the tune and create a brief sample all your own. Depending on the game mode you're in, these clips will be added to the song or begin looping in the background. Finally, each themed hub you can visit is full of ways to interact with the surroundings and make melodies come to life. Completing these 3 activities unlocks more areas and songs to play around with.
What you must do is... Go face it, I haven't a clue.
There are 33 songs in the track list, from Bohemian Rhapsody to Hungarian Rhapsody, and each entry has 2 additional versions that often vary wildly in style. You can switch between these styles during each song, instrument by instrument, simultaneously increasing a score multiplier. The alternate takes can be delightful, especially since they're forced to follow the same tempo as the original. These reorchestrations, along with the quick remixes, reinforce Fantasia's notion of playing with music instead of just waving your arms to it. You may enjoy some of these new versions more than the songs that inspired them. The gameplay is closer to Dance Central than Rock Band. When you miss a note, the game doesn't yell at you, the vocals just drop out until you pick the beat back up. What Fantasia lacks that other Harmonix games specialize in is challenge. Songs will get much more complex and you're not going to hit every note in the sequence, but personal improvement is not as gratifying here as it would be if we were landing dance moves or jamming on a plastic guitar. You can't memorize or predict a sequence in Fantasia like you can in other games from Harmonix, making them less memorable and replayable. The songs sound fantastic, but the gameplay is less fun to get good at.
There's a lot here. The basics of magic, composition, color theory, art, pitch, notes, harmony, scales, orchestration, and more that I haven't gotten to yet.
On the other hand, the various worlds you travel through are very eye-catching, and like a kid pressing all the buttons in an elevator, you can't help but waggle the floating cursor at everything you can see. Manipulating these environments generates some of the most creative and gratifying moments in Fantasia, and we wish the game had more of them. Moment by moment, interacting in these areas is more fun than playing most of the traditional songs. The backgrounds that you float through while you're conducting have some beautiful touches, but like harmonic set dressing in the past, you might miss it as you're following an arrow with your eyes until it lands at the next cue. Your silhouette is projected onto the bottom of the screen whenever you're conducting in a charming nod to the films, so you can see yourself make magic, try and correct your posture, or celebrate when necessary. Fantasia Music Evolved reminds you why you bother keeping the Xbox camera around. If you and your loved ones enjoy music at all, there are a lot of reasons why this game will make you happy. But compared to a dancing star or a rock god, a melody magician doesn't have the same prestige, and the simplified gameplay is evidence of that. Like everything Disney inspires, it's the colorful and playful energy that will keep you coming back. It's just tough to stay excited about waving your arms around for very long.
Your skills are developing quite nicely. Only Scout, my last apprentice, achieved so much so quickly.